Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, March 12th. It's time for an update on what's going on here in the shop and another little talk about security issues. And this week, we have something that's pretty interesting. As you can see right in front of me, we have a 27-inch iMac. I don't get Apple products in here too often, but when I do, it's always interesting. And this particular iMac was infected. Yes, it was infected with malware. And the particular malware it was infected with was called MacKeeper. MacKeeper is an extremely difficult to remove piece of spyware that's often used to display ads, and it's sometimes also used in tech support scams, which I've talked about before. Now, this particular iMac also has another interesting issue, which I will now turn the machine on and demonstrate it. Now, I don't know, you can clearly see that. Do you notice how the left half side of the screen is much darker than the right half of the screen? That's because one half of the backlight on this particular iMac is out. And it's caused by a factory defect where the solder joints for the connector for the backlight are not done properly, and they come loose over a very short period of time. Now, unfortunately, the procedure that's required to repair this is difficult, and the customer has elected to leave it the way it is. I wanted to bring it up, though, because there is a class action lawsuit on this issue that was started by a guy in Idaho. People are upset. These 27-inch iMacs are typically $2,500 machines, brand new, and when they do things like this, when they're new, it's typically not good. This laptop over here, we have a minor Outlook problem I'm going to take care of. Back to the iMac for a minute. I did want to go over Mac virus issues. Yes, Macs do get infected, and the reason they get infected is not what you might think it was. I have to give everybody a little history lesson. Apple in the 90s was very nearly bankrupt. I think their stock price got to as low as something under $1 a share at its worst. And Steve Jobs, who had been unceremoniously dismissed from Apple in the early 1980s, was brought back in to try to clean up the mess. And he came out with the first early iMacs and OS X. And the very first marketing pitch that he came out with was that it was impossible for an Apple computer to get a virus. Well, it wasn't. And the only reason it wasn't possible for an Apple computer to get a virus was normal Windows malware will not run on OS X at all, because the Windows malware doesn't understand how to run on OS X. Well, putting out that kind of marketing is like a dare to the black hat community, and sure enough, somebody wrote I believe it was actually a Trojan OS X. Let the thing loose, made sure enough Macs got infected so that people would hear about it. Then Apple had to change their marketing. And they toned things down a little bit. But a lot of people still think that Macs are virus immune. And it's not true. You do need to run antivirus on your Apple products and even your iPhones. iPhones do get infected. Those of you that have been watching my Facebook wall for a very long time are aware of the fact that I did post a screenshot of a tech support scam that will only work on an iPhone. Keeping Apple products free from infection is uses the same procedures as keeping a Windows product free from infection. And if you would like to go back and look at that, I talked about that in one of my previous videos. I will see everyone next week. Again, we will be closed on Tuesday due to a third nor'easter. I just want to give everybody a heads up on that. And I'll see everyone next time. Talk to everyone soon. Bye-bye.